you're all happy and not frustrated and confused?
I think we will have all the difference.
Probably that's how it is. That's how it is. I don't know if you prefer that we look at one of yours, or I will show you what I came up with, and then you can change your designs accordingly, and I will tell you what thoughts I've had doing the design. Does that sound okay? Face.
Let's go with yours.
Okay. See, what I did was I took item number 1, and then I just added an item from current. Since it's the same duty, more or less, just with another flow rate. I took from current and then I adjusted temperatures and everything. Then my duty, I changed to 45 from 12 to 4, 2 degree, and I applied 80,000 liter of cold water. And then I came up with an N35. See, I don't know what you have. What do you have, Alexandra?
I used O34.
Yeah, that could also be a solution. What about your other guys?
O34.
Okay.
H17.
That sounds a little bit too small, but it could be.
Yeah, I was getting a negative excess area, even though there was no messages on the bottom right.
Okay. It should be, you could say, according to this one here, you could say, yeah, for sure. You know, we have 45,000 liter here. It needs to be at least a 3-inch or around a 3-inch connection. And you can actually get a 3-inch connections for a H17. So a H17 could be a solution, but I'm pretty sure that the area per plate is not enough for this particular duty.
Yeah.
See, what I came up with here is an N35 with 95 plates. And if you look here, to do this job with my design on an N35, I need 32 square meter. One quick way of checking whether it could be possible in a H17 is simply take the area of 32.5 and divide that by 0.17, which is the area per plate for a H17. That will give you an indication that you need a H17 with 191 plates in it. So I believe if it's a H17, first of all, you can't do it in a 6-bar frame because they are not able to cover that amount of plates. But anyway, in order to show you that we can try to play with it to see if it's possible and all, and then check prices up against each other, I will try to make an alternative solution underneath, and we will try with a H17. Add solution, and I say from current. Then I change it to a H17. Then obviously a frame size, I cannot locate a frame large enough. I can only have 57 plates in the largest 6-bar frame. So first thing I have to do is change to a 10-bar frame, RKS 10. Now I have space enough, but now obviously I have issues with the connection size. Save. And then, oh, sorry. Yeah. And connection by stream. And then I will have to select some larger ones. 80 millimeters, 3-inch. Select male parts. Then I should at least get rid of some of the warnings. I did. I have 3 meters and 5 meters here on the 80. I could allow 6 meters here. So, but I don't have area enough. So let's try to put in area enough. So I press plates and gaskets. It says 1 of 212. What happens if I say 1 of 212? First of all, it gives me around 400 plates. That's way too much, but it will also give me an extremely high CIP flow. So let me try with another solution. This one also gives me extremely high. It doesn't look good. This one says 2 of 96. Okay, in short plates, let's try that. Pressure drops are okay, but I have 385 plates in it. I have more than double the area of the other one. But even worse, my CIP flow is 150 cubic meter.
Sorry, quick question. CIP flow, how do you add it? Because I don't have it in my.
Okay. I will take this one and delete it.
Okay.
Delete. Yes. When you are placed on the heat exchanger in the tree, you go to solution.
Yep.
Then you say define CIP.
The solution define CIP. Okay.
And then you have water as a selected CIP fluid. And then you put in 85 degrees. And you mark the stream which you want to CIP.
Okay.
And then enter.
Okay, fantastic.
Did it work?
Solutions. Define CIP. Let me save it first. Okay, yeah, so once I save it, I can define CIP, water, 85 degrees, milk. And it says invalid, but this.
Can you share?
Okay, yeah, it's in now. I pressed enter. Yeah.
Now it's okay. Okay.
Fantastic. Thank you.
No problem. You see the N35 I made here. Wait, story was nothing happening. Now it's probably crashing. No, it didn't. It's with 47 parallel channels. And it requires a CIP flow of 37 cubic meter, which is perfect since my product flow rate is 45. So I'm home free on CIP on a low viscosity product like this. So they can use the same pump. They can use the feed pump as CIP pump. If I try and continue with the H17, I will get in deep shit because they need a huge pump to do CIP with a huge pressure drop and with a huge velocity. On top of that, I have some critical warnings with this design. I have a huge amount of plates, and imagine what would be cheapest for the customer. I'm not looking at the price of the heat exchanger. What I'm looking at here is spare part consumption. If you have a heat exchanger with 95 plates compared to a heat exchanger with 385 plates, it would be a lot cheaper, a lot easier to exchange gaskets. To have gaskets on stock, you need to have 1/3 of the amount of gaskets on stock if you take an N35 than compared to a H17. That is consumption, spare part consumptions. The next thing will be the pricing of the heat exchanger. This one is 33,000. And the other one is 22,000. So H17 is out of the question, for sure.
Okay.
Then we could try to change the H17 to an 034, which Alexandra had, and I believe it was Bojan. So we change it to an 034. In a 6-bar version, it comes up with 0.4 millimeter plates. That is not good. We want 0.5 as minimum for food applications. EPDM, come on. Can I select EPDM gaskets? FDA. Remember, when it's food, it needs to be FDA approved. Then I have too many plates in it, and obviously can't find a solution or frame large enough. It's because I'm continue with the numbers of plates I had in the H17. So I need to change that. It says the same amount as on the N35. It has 100 millimeter ports, which is as good as 80 millimeter. The only thing is that even though you pump with 45 in CIP, you will only get 1.6 meter per second. It is okay and acceptable. But if you squeeze down the connections to 3-inch, you will get a higher speed in the connection. But this solution could also work. Orion RKS 6. And then there's one thing regarding Orion. And you might need to do a manual note about this. Or you might not, you have to do a manual note about this. We have faced some issues with Orion doing sanitary applications. it is mainly due to some leakages on food heat exchangers, because food heat exchangers are postponed to a lot harder operation conditions than an industrial. Food heat exchangers are closed, opened, and they are shut down, started up, and blah, blah, blah. So they are postponed to a lot more variations in process conditions. And we have had in the past some issues with the Orion starting leaking due to all these operation variations. So therefore, we have on a temporary basis stopped quoting Orion for food applications. So please, for the moment, try to see if you can not quote Orion for food applications. You are allowed to quote it for industrial applications, no problem in that. But until the R&D and construction department have found out what is the issue on the Orion doing these food applications, please select either N35 or Q types, Q30 or Q55, when you are in these 4-inch ported applications. Is that clear to all?
Yes.
It's such a new discovery, so it has not been. They have not locked it in ASK yet, but because we are investigating at this stage what is wrong with it. Because to me it doesn't seem anything wrong. We have several working without any problems, but then we see a couple of cases where it doesn't work. So it could also be a question of wrong production or whatever could have happened. So yes, on the here the last 3 minutes, we can just refresh how to clean up an ASK file. I selected this N35 as my design. It has good CRP flow, it has everything, reasonable price. So I will clean up this item, and I do that by deleting my alternative item. I put myself on the item, I press solution, and I say delete. So now my ASK file is cleaned. That was the last thing for today. We managed to do 2 assignments. I don't know how much time you have in your daily business or in your daily work, but of course, feel free to work on the other assignments I sent to you. I'm not giving you homework. Maybe next time I will give you homework. But this time we will just continue on calculation 3 and 4 and 5. And then maybe next time I will give you some homework. Okay?
Yeah, thanks for that.
And
Okay,
I will
thank you.
I will contact Rafik regarding your profiles, Bojan and Jelena. And for all of you, I will see if I can get this third-party quote template available for all of you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay then. See you next Tuesday.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.